I'm not very good at making up fibs. So what I told the team was I thought there were some really good things tonight, and I thought that our level of unselfishness was probably almost a problem with so many interior passes when we probably could have just racked it to the hole. But that's a good problem. I told them that some of my teams at Clemson struggled so much on the perimeter that I said offensively, I have to tell you, we could be a very good shooting team, maybe a really good shooting team. On the other hand, I told them it's a big disappointment to see us not put our arms around better, tougher, more competitive defense. We were probably late. I would have to watch the tape, but I'm going to say we were late on 10 step-up blocks. The good news is we put our body in harm's way. The bad news is we were late, and we looked late. We looked sluggish. We practiced 5 days in a row, but that's no excuse. And I compliment Pueblo. They did a good job against CSU for about 3.5 quarters, packing it in. And then they did a pretty good job against us as we tried to make the game go up and down for about 3 quarters. So I think they're a good team. I think the coach does a great job. Ralph's the new coach. I think he's going to do a great job for them.
Good shooting team, but are you okay with 29 3-pointers out of 51 shots? Is that an okay number here?
Somebody asked me on the radio, was that a lot of threes for Luke? And I said, if Luke's open and he could get 20 up a game, I'd be happy because I've seen him take over 400 in competitive play, and he's shooting 59% for the season in competition. So I know he didn't look as good as he would have liked, you would have liked, or I would have liked tonight, but when he's open, I expect the ball up, and I expect it going in.
Still, despite that, coach has shot 51% from the field. Please you, at least in an exhibition game?
You know, offensively, I don't have any problems. A couple of errant passes, embarrassing plays. I call those live turnovers. You know, and a couple loud, you know, where you're telegraphing a pass, you're looking at it, he steals it, and he goes and lays it in or dumps it. And we had about 8 points we just threw away with live turnovers. But, you know, a couple of hurried outlet passes or a couple of travels, it doesn't bother me as much because I want this team to attack. I think we wouldn't be taking advantage of Laramie, and I don't think we would be playing into the hearts of what the people want to see for this ball club if we don't get the ball up and down. And we have some players that can do that.
Did you like the work of your point guards? You know, you rotated them in quite a bit and got pretty equal minutes. Were you fairly pleased with that tonight?
Well, I think what I was pleased about was that JD could play. JD has only played 2 days in the last 8. And I wasn't really sure if we were going to play him. We talked before the game. I said maybe on nickel dime in the first half, 5 to 6 minutes, see how you feel. And that's about what we did. And then we blew him out there for about a 6-7 point span in the second half. I think Darius was nervous. He acted nervous. I told him one time he was making me look nervous. So that happens. That's why you play some of these games. But make no mistake about it. We got to get better. We got to get tougher. We got to get more competitive. Tyrone Marshall had returned at 5:45 tonight from a funeral from his grandfather, so I could not play him. So we really were late with 4 interior players. Nance gets 2 quickies. Leonard gets 2 quickies. Rob gets 2 quickies. So Adam played a little more than all of us anticipated. But all in all, you know what? I'm not a real offensive guy, but I'm pleased with the unselfishness and the ability to knock shots in. We just got to get better and tougher at the other end.
Did Rob play this much, or did he take any Tyrone's minutes tonight, or was it?
No, I think Rob's going to be an active participant. When I was here last time, Justin French started every single game for us as a walk-on, and Rob is going to be a very important player. He's a tough kid. He's a smart kid. He's #1 so far out of 21 practices on our hustle chart. He gives a little bit away in terms of what the good Lord's gifted him with, but he gives you a lot on the floor.
Are you worried about a lack of maybe interior weapons? Obviously, I want that, and he's kind of a little bit limited, and obviously kind of gone. Is that a little bit of worry this one?
I worry about everything. In '69, I was voted in high school the worst worrier. So, you know, that's a problem, and we got to look and see if we want to play behind and trap, or if we want to play on top and give up some lobs here and there. But it is a problem because we really we uniquely have an odd lineup when it comes to size inside. Even Leonard with as much athleticism, and he can be a game breaker certain nights. but he's only 6'6".
I know you said if didn't play, is it just going to be day to day with him as we look ahead?
It is. We talked today, and he could have played a little bit. He practiced yesterday 30 minutes, and I got to tell you this: he about 8 days ago he was playing terrific, and he was feeling terrific, and he just tweaked a little bit and got worried, which I understand. And nobody wants him to have a contributing, successful season more than me, but we do have to watch it, and it's all about winning, and I'm all about winning, but he didn't need to play tonight, and so he's out there shooting right now, and you got to feel for him, because he's a good kid, and hopefully he can give us 6, 8, 10, who knows, 18 minutes next week.
What about Paco's play, Coach? I mean, he was all over the place.
Paco scored well. Paco and I had a long talk, because the 29 guy would probably give up 50. Just kidding. He had a great game on the perimeter. He had some really good interior passes. Paco does a lot of things. He almost plays like we would talk about in the old days, an old man's game. But I do have to tell you that he's got to work at the other end. And we've got to figure out how to use him best, because we're going to press. I'm guaranteeing we're going to press. I don't know if we're going to press every possession. We're going to press. And so we have to know how to use Paco better. And, we're learning at the same time he is.
How about Larry Nance Jr.? You saw, the long arms of the steals, but a little bit disappointing he was fouling out before he could really get in there and settle in.
He had a couple quick fouls, and I think any time, young or veteran, it plays some mind games with you. But I like some of the things Larry does on the floor. I'll tell you what, he was active. He got 4 deflections and a press right off the bat. Came up with a couple big steals. We actually, I think we're down 7, 8 points early, and he was involved in that comeback where we sort of took a 5, 6 point lead. So I like what he and Grego and even Shaq Daddy did, for 4 or 5 minutes. But they're rookies, and they sometimes look and act like rookies.
Anything else?